Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I'm currently diving into XRP. This is on the daily time frame. I will zoom into the smaller time frames like the 4 hour, etc. a little bit later in this video, but I've just come across this line. I've zoomed out a bit here. Again, it's on the daily. I've zoomed out a bit, and from November 2020, you can see, look, this line here is a key level of support and resistance, in my opinion. Because you came up here as resistance, right? You came up here as resistance. You got rejected, right? And then you came up here. Look, once you got the cross here, you came up. You held support at EMAs, coiled up in a horizontal, and you broke out. And XRP was off. It broke this level. It broke that level of resistance that you was under here. So you came up and you broke it, right? And then look what happened. You came up and you fell back to it for support. And then you came up again. You got rejected by the 20 EMA on a daily. You was hitting your head on it, and you came down as that support and lost it. So you lost it, and now you've turned that into resistance again. And then you came down, hit your head on it as resistance, come down for the support again. And then you've coiled up and you've broken out. You hit it as resistance here, came back, boom, broke out. And what happened is, since then, you hadn't, from August in 2020-21, you came up and you created this higher low for yourself here, which is depleting buying pressure, in my opinion. I'm bullish. I'm bullish on XRP. Super bullish. It's one of my long-term holds. It's a great project. Seamless. It's amazing. It's an amazing project. And I think what's happened is you're coming down here for support again. So you broke out, as I said here, right? You broke out and boom, boom, boom. You found support here. You wicked. You did close lower. Again, look, you did close lower, but you have come down below it a few times already. And you created a bullish reversal pattern here, which is something you'd want to see happen here for XRP, and still create this higher low for itself over the long-term period. But as I said, this is a level of support right here I think is key, and it currently sits at 76 cents, and that's just from looking at one level of support and resistance for since 2020. But let's just say, for example, here, let's look into the 4 hour. Let me clear this off. There was some patterns that I noticed. I think, what was it? All right, so I had this level of, so you can see for XRP that you was coming down here, hitting your head on this 20 EMA, right? You was hitting your head on it, you was coiling up for a break, this descending triangle sort of lost the support, you crashed down, and then look, you found a level of support, right? You found a level of support here, and then you bounced up, you came up to the 55 on the 4 hour, you lost it, you hit your head on it, you lost it, coiled up to the 20, you lost the 20, you capitulated. And this is when Bitcoin and everything else rolled over, it was a bit of a bigger, steeper crash. That was on the 4th of December. And since then, for XRP, you've, found this level of support here, you've wicked down there, and you've come up, you've tackled above the 20 here, ran into the 55, came back to the 20, you had a bit of a breakout, but I think this is a fake out here. I think this is potentially a fake out, and you are rolling over. Because look, you can see you ran into this level of previous level of support here that it had, and you turned it into resistance, and you've come down from it and ran into it and got rejected. You are potentially still creating higher lows for yourself here. So let me get a... Yeah, so something like that for XRP at the moment, because you came down here, support, you lost the support, and then you're coming down now and you're coiling up in this ascending triangle. If you lose support here, it could be quite negative, and this is where I would expect you to, where this wick is, I would expect you to roll up and fill that wick in, because you had a closed candle here on the 4 hour, right? But you haven't actually filled the wick with a close. So could you be coming up, rolling over here, if you lose that support and hit your head on this trend line here, this support line, and turn it to resistance, this is where you could potentially, I think, roll down and fill the wick in and still be creating a higher low at that point, which would then, if we zoom out a little bit more, if you did sort of do that, you'd still be creating a massive ascending triangle there with a level of support, a level of resistance and a level of support, and you'd be coiling up in this massive breakout that will eventually, I think, will come. It's crazy to say this, right, guys? But if we zoom out a little bit here at XRP, let's see, this is this bear market. Look, you're just climbing the stairs. I think these are optimal entry points. Look at that, when you're in the absolute floor, you lost the 55 on the weekly and you was coming down, hitting your head on it a little bit. But you was toying up here, and this is where everyone was so negative. The stock RSI was in the absolute floor. And you can see here as well, look where the RSI is. Right here. Yeah, and look where that is. Now look where we are, and the RSI is lower. It's lower, and the price action is higher. So that is bullish, because that's potentially a bullish divergence here, on the hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. Let me have a look here and see if that's. Get the stock RSI off for a minute. Yeah, so there's a hidden bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. You have a low here, which is this low, and then you have a lower low in the RSI, but you have a higher low in the price action. So you've got, this is called a hidden bullish divergence. So yeah, you've got a low and a higher low on the price action, but a low and a lower low on the RSI. That's called a hidden bullish divergence, and it means you're looking for reversal. I don't think that structure is formed just as of yet. I think right now you're going through that reversal structure. And as I said, this is where you could be coiling up in these ascending triangles, looking for breakouts. And if you fail and come down for support, you'd still be creating a higher low, coil up an even bigger one. And the bigger they are, the bigger the breakout targets. And you just will need to start coming up and tackling these levels of resistance above you, working your way back up, to this local high up here. So if we get a fib on, from this wick low here to the all-time high. Actually, no, let's go from the high that we've actually fell from. Yeah, because we can see where we're retracing to and what's going on. Yeah, so look, you came down here, you lost support of the 050. When you lost the support of it, you turned that into resistance, the 050 into resistance, and then you lost support and came all the way down to here. And what's happening now is, you're picking up, you've ran into the 382, and that's acted as resistance, and you're currently holding this 236. And this is why potentially, if you do lose this 236 and it acts as support above you, and this 20 comes on you and you get rejected, this is where I think, as I said earlier, you will come back and fill in this wick, and this will act as a level of support for yourself. So do watch this space for XRP. Short term, I think there will be a bit of a roll, but as I said, this is one of my long-term bags, and it's an amazing project, man. It's an amazing project. A lot of people sleep on it and slag it off, but nah, I'm long on this bad boy. And yeah, man, hopefully this is where we're starting to form our bullish reversal patterns. If we can come up here and tackle this 20. If we don't, we're coming back, and as I said, you could potentially create a higher low and just be conforming to some sort of bigger ascending triangle that you'd be forming to. So watch this space for XRP. Watch this space. That's a short video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And from ChartNerd TA, until next time, peace out.